nutrition initiatives at the outstanding Mona Heights Primary School serves as an example for schools who wish to improve the health of their students. Principal Alex Hepburn is with me, right beside me, and UNICEF Jamaica's nutrition consultant, Vanetta Nurse, joins us now to tell us how other schools can replicate this model. Morning, sir. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Good morning.
Ms. Vanetta, good morning. Welcome to Smile. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Thank you for having us.
It is great to have you guys with us. Let me start with you, Mr. Principal, even though they normally say ladies first. But this is not necessarily from the ministry, even though the ministry is encouraging this. You kind of started this as a...
Well, the ministry, they have a policy where they are now introducing healthy eating in schools. But I would say we're...
You were a little bit ahead, yeah.
We're a bit ahead of them.
Where did that come from and what do you do?
Okay, so in schools right now, the data will show that 10% of our children at the primary level are obese. Now, as someone who lived in a first world country, when I came back, I realized that we could not continue like this. And as such, we started to look at initiatives that we could put in place to kind of cauterize the situation. And the principal that was in place before me, he had an initiative where they started their Water Day initiative. So we kind of piggyback on that and we said we want to go bigger. So then we had our Fruits Day, we had a number of initiatives in terms of getting the children physically active and so on. So we saw where this was having positive implications. Yeah. As a matter of fact, the University of the West Indies, they are looking at a study to look at the correlation between healthy eating and, you know, how it affects academics. Okay. So that is something in the pipeline.
Water Day means no juice that day, just water?
No juice, just water.
Yeah. Ms. Vaughn, this must please you.
Of course it does. You know, our nutrition program really seeks to protect the right of the child to healthy, nutritious food. We for a long time been concerned about the rising rates of obesity in young children and even more so in adolescents. And one way to stem this curve is to look at our school food environment to make sure that healthy options are being provided, to ensure that behaviors, healthy eating and physically active behaviors are being emulated, and just to get the children involved. So we support the government of Jamaica's drive to implementing the school nutrition policy and seeing the work that Mona Heights Primary has done in the spirit of this policy is certainly heartwarming. And I'm a past student of Mona Primary, so it even brings me greater joy to see how committed the school is to improving the health and well-being of their students towards their learning and education.
Fantastic. This might seem a strange question, but when you have very young kids obese, is it what? They're eating the wrong thing? They're eating too much food? Because I've read recently, because you usually hear malnourished, and now I'm hearing overnourished. What's going on with that?
Well, malnutrition goes both ways. So malnutrition is a broad term for both undernutrition and overnutrition. Oh. So overnutrition is really an overconsumption of foods that are unhealthy, unhealthy fat, high in salt, high in sugar, which leads to excess body weight over the recommended body mass index that we would want to see in children. Leading to their increased risk for non-communicable diseases, such as high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, which we are seeing an increase in now in younger children. And the major contributor really is just how much of the unhealthy foods the children are eating, as opposed to healthier options, such as fruits and vegetables or drinking water instead of sugary drinks. That's really driving the crisis that we're seeing now.
Okay. Mr. Principal, I was teasing you before we came on, and as a young person, if you tell me about must drink water and think me that vex you because I want the sweets as a young person, what kind of buying you get from these youngsters at school?
Okay, so it's very important to understand that we have to learn to change culture. Now, we got the buy-in from the children by we had what we call a smoothie bar. So what we do is the children, they will get their fruits and vegetables. From the smoothie bar, when you have a smoothie, you will get water also. So you're getting them to have those nutritious things, and they're also enjoying what they're having.
Yep.
So over time, these children, they will like, as you can see in the video, they will like what they're getting.
Yep.
And, it's healthy, it's nutritious.
One of the issues schools have is the vendors just outside the gate there, and them sell everything. How do you control that? Because you don't want them to be nice in school, and as they walk out is sweet. Yeah,
Stakeholder buying is very important. And at the onset of this program, I sat down with my vendors and I said, listen, you're going to get on board with us. It's not an option. It's either you're going to get on board or you have to leave.
Okay.
And they came on board.
Yeah.
They sell their water. I'm not going to tell you that they're 100% compliant.
Yeah, man.
They're not, but they're trying.
Yeah, man. And your kids look like them, full of energy, so it look like it working. Vanetta, finally from you, how do you get other schools to replicate what we're seeing at Mona Primary?
Well, I think what we're seeing at Mona Primary really is a strong commitment from the school administration to changing, as principal would say, the culture in the school. I know, it's well known that schools have to balance limited resources and many responsibilities at any given time. But I think once the commitment and drive is there, and then taking the small steps to make small changes in the environment, the water days, even looking at community resources you can use, such as RADA or 4-H clubs to implement school gardens, and getting ideas from the children and parents and vendors and getting them involved in the first place. I think those are the small steps that we can take, supporting the efforts to implement the school nutrition policy and implementing some of those activities. I would think that Principal Alex has a little bit more to add, having lived the experience of implementing. But I think what I saw at Mona Heights Primary was, one, a strong commitment from the school administration, the teachers, even the groundsmen, the cooks, and this filtered into the culture that the students now have. They were excited to be involved in the programs. They were driving them. They knew how to grow their own foods.
Okay.
So I think it starts at the top, getting that commitment, trying to see where you can make small changes, and it will filter down and benefit generations to come.
Yeah, man. Thanks for speaking with us this morning. God bless you and your family. All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's our pleasure. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
And great work, sir.
Thank you very much.
He's Mr. Alex Hepburn. He's a principal at Mona Heights Primary School, and UNICEF Jamaica's nutrition consultant was on Zoom with us, Vanetta Nurse. Soon come. Stay with us.